Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chelsea Explained, and this is your match review of the Chelsea and Palace finishing in a 1-1 draw, and I'm not happy whatsoever because we're dropping points now in a fourth consecutive game, and top four is suddenly in danger. I mean, we're only a few points from dropping down all the way to mid-table. So it's not looking good at the moment, and next Premier League game is against Bournemouth, who is on a fantastic run. I don't think they have lost any game in their recent 7-8 games or something. So it will only get more difficult from here. If we're going to summarize the game briefly, I thought the first 25-30 minutes we looked really well. We heavily dominated possession. Palace could barely create any chances. Maresca, decided to tweak some stuff in the system, and we set up in a 4-1-4-1 where the fullbacks could both invert but also bomb forward and assist the wingers. And I thought we stretched the Palace team, and we could find our technical players in some really good spaces, and they could therefore get more time on the ball to do or create something. And we looked so fluid, we're linking the midfield with the attack, we're creating some chances, and this is where we score the 1-0 and take the lead after just 14 minutes, where we're playing through a Palace press, Colwill finding Sancho, who then makes some sublime moves, making the Palace defender eating dust. And then he makes a little outside of the boot pass through Palace players, and he finds Cole Palmer in a pocket of space inside the box, and he looks up, see where the net is, and then he finishes it in the right corner past Henderson. We continue to dominate, create chances. Palmer's was really close to add a second after Neto stepping past Palace defenders and making a cutback pass. We created opportunities on set pieces. Palmer was finding Jackson basically throughout the game with multiple chances to finish, and we have other opportunities as well. We were to regret that we didn't take our chances, because in the second half, in the 81st minute, we making a mistake. Palmer gets dispossessed, Crystal Palace counterattacks, they finding Esse between our defenders who couldn't mark or track him, and then he can just unselfishly square the ball to Mateta, and it's 1-1. No one picked up Esse, no one picked up Mateta. Palmer makes a mistake, and there's multiple errors that led to the equalizer. And after that, we waiting to see a reaction. We're trying to go forward. Maresca not really throwing in the kitchen sink because he's so afraid making substitutions because of the balance of the team. The players looking absolutely drained of energy and fatigued, and we can't really push to the limits towards the end and create dangerous chances to add that second goal and win the game. And we're dropping further points. I'm gonna come in and start with what I'm not happy with. My first talking point is overall that top four is in serious danger. Now, if we want to reach Champions League football, you need to win consistently. You need a manager that has maybe a plan B or knows what to do when things is not going so well, to try and change the fortunes. Maresca trying to do this game with a different system. I thought it looked well, but our players also let us down that couldn't finish, and we got also dispossessed countless of times and allowed Palace to get many dangerous chances through Muniz, Esse and Mateta. So we struggle both to finish the chances, and we struggle to avoid getting dispossessed, and we continues to struggle defensively wise, defending in wide areas and marking opposition attackers. If we're not managing to turn this around, and we continue to drop points, we can absolutely forget about top four, and this can definitely not happen. Why? Because we are Chelsea Football Club, and we need to get back into Champions League football. Sometimes you're gonna drop points, that's normal, but The thing I want to come to is that some people just seem to accept these mediocre performances and results. Oh, we just lost 2 games, we will bounce back. But the thing is, I want personally to remain our high standards we have under Roman Abramovich. Because if we're dropping our standards, if we start to accepting and forgetting and trying to not look at what's going on, then we're gonna become like United, Tottenham, Arsenal. I don't want this mentality. If something isn't good enough, you have to call it out. If top 4 is in danger, you have to call it out. We need to have some ambitions at this football club, and this comes first of all to the owners and the board that has allowed this to happen from the beginning. There's no pressure on the players. There's no pressure on Maresca because he's talking about that he's not focusing on winning titles or achieving top 4. He's only focusing at the moment and looking for the future. But the thing is, as much as that could work, when you are at Chelsea, pressure will always be put on you by the fans. We have already wasted 2 years. We don't want to waste 2-3 more seasons. We need progress immediately, and we need to apply pressure because that is healthy. And if you're having clear set targets, the players will get motivated and they know what they're going to aim for. If we don't get Champions League football, it's not going to look good. Then we are in serious danger, and it will be a 3rd season that we haven't managed to secure that. We have to look at the board first. They are responsible for this, but there are players that needs to receive criticism and do better. And Maresca also needs to get feedback, and he needs to improve and turn this around, because if he's feeling too comfortable and thinking he's going to be okay if we're not reaching top 4, man, then he is in complete denial. The fans will put pressure, no matter how much you talk about that you're not looking into the future too much. Second talking point is that Clear Lake needs to wake up immediately and help Maresca in the January transfer market with immediate effect if we want to be 200% serious and do everything we possibly can to get top 4. Maresca doesn't trust the squad. It's so obvious. He can't bring in substitutions for just 5 minutes to try and throw in the kitchen sink. He can barely rotate the squad in Premier League. And Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Palmer, they're looking so fatigued in the second half, and some other guys as well. And let's talk about our backline. Our backline is simply not good enough. Now, I'm so happy with Colwill Achimpong's development, Cucurella's form this season, but you need some elite established centre-backs. You need to have a proper defense if you're gonna win titles and reach top 4. And we don't have any elite defenders whatsoever. Cucurella has a fantastic season. James is an elite defender, you can say, but he's always missing, always injured. We need to strengthen. We need to strengthen our midfield. We need to strengthen our defense. And we definitely need a new striker, because Jackson, he needs so many chances to score a goal. He can't be clinical enough. And you need a striker that's going to add you around 20-25 goals. In January transfer window 2022, could fly all across Europe, back and forth, and sign I don't know how many players. We signed Mudryk, Madueke, we signed Enzo Fernandez. We did everything we can to buy like 25 plus players. If we want to be serious, if our board wants to be ambitious, we can definitely go in this January transfer window and bring in guys we desperately need. Osimhen is just sitting in Galatasaray and waiting for a club to call him. He's literally there. And I say this forever. I don't know how many videos I've said this in the summer and in the last January transfer window. I want Victor Osimhen I mean, if you want to be serious, you're bringing in an elite striker, because the guy is scoring goals and he adds you another type of threat. Not only does he have pacing behind like Jackson, but he's also a box threat. He's in the right place at the right moment. He likes to get stuck in, and he has that aerial threat. Imagine if our wingers, imagine if Cole Palmer can have that sort of aerial striker threat inside the box. We would add so many more goals. And Jackson also needs competition to improve. If we want to be serious, Maresca needs help, and it's up to Clear Lake, Blue Coat, to help him, help Chelsea. We're gonna continue with a little bit what I talked about in my second talking point. And that is that Maresca somehow needs to figure out what he's gonna do with the squad. He knew well, before he took the job, that he was only going to be a head coach and wouldn't have that much influence in the transfer market. But now it seems like he can't hold that mask up any longer, like Pochettino and Graham Potter couldn't do. And he realizes that he needs reinforcements. He doesn't trust our bench. He doesn't trust substitutions in João Felix and Kunko, Renato Veiga. Maybe add some physicality in the midfield or the back line when our players are so damn tired in the second half. Or bring in some fresh legs in the attack. He needs to figure out if he's going to continue leaving out players week in, week out, and make certain hints and digs in post-match and press conferences. If he wants to turn this around, he's gonna have to talk to the owners. No matter what they said in the summer transfer window. He have brought in players that he can trust upon. But is he going to continue this throughout the whole season? Is he not going to rely upon our subs when we need them? You might ask the question, well, if we're bringing in the players we have on the bench, will they even have an impact? Sometimes it's not always about having an impact and scoring a hat-trick. It's also about resting the players we have, because they're so tired. That's why they make mistakes, because they're mentally and physical drained. When you are tired, you are susceptible to make errors and be unsharp and unfocused. If you're bringing in substitutions, you're getting in fresh legs, a fresh mind that can continue to press the opponent on a higher intensity level. You can bring in substitution, maybe add a more defensive player into the side, or a midfielder to just hold the lead and see out the game and win 1-0. Sometimes you're gonna do that. But Maresca doesn't do that. And is he going to keep this up till the season end? I mean, he's going to have, I don't know how many unhappy players. And they're gonna lose faith in him. And we're gonna lose the great atmosphere in the dressing room. Substitutions is not only important to try and change the game. It's also about sometimes to keep the intensity high, to maybe hold the lead and see out the game, and also rest players and avoid making errors. The fourth talking point I touched upon is what I liked about Maresca's new system, 4-1-4-1. When he's utilizing fullbacks that can have license to both invert but also join forward when we have the opportunity, we can assist our attack. We can assist our wingers with overlapping and underlapping runs, and that makes us become unpredictable, and it becomes really difficult for the opposition to track our third man runs, and we can therefore create more chances. So I like us to continue this setup because I thought we had something going there, and I think it suits our whole team more, because Gusto is really struggling to invert, and why force something when they can't do that? My fifth talking point is going to be that Josh Aschenpong made his debut. The guy is only like 17, 18 years old, and I thought he was our best defender out there. It was a very promising performance. Sometimes he misplaced passes, but he wasn't playing within himself. He wasn't afraid. He was brave and trying to make progressive passes. He was getting stuck in, making some nice blocks, interceptions. And this is a reminder for all you guys that Cobham is producing some fantastic talents that we should sometimes look to give an opportunity when we have the chance to do so. Two other players I also would like to praise is Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. Especially in the first half, they were really good. Especially Enzo Fernandez. Some of the passes he's making, it looks so easy. But Enzo Fernandez is playing some really difficult passes. The type of switch balls, through balls he's making is fantastic, and it allows us to create more chances in the final third. It allows us to play with higher tempo, and he can play passes that other players can't do. So I'm very pleased with Enzo Fernandez in that aspect. Caicedo I thought was stunning defensively wise. I mean, he's really a Makelele Kanté type of player. He's winning so many interceptions, tackles, getting stuck in. And I also love how he continued developing his passing abilities as well. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, for me, I was pretty happy with them. Also say I was pretty happy with Neto as well, and Sancho taking on players, constantly being a threat going forward. Cole Palmer was good as well. I don't know how many chances Cole Palmer created this game. Now I also have to ask the question, how can some people have a dig at Cole Palmer? Like, if we didn't have Cole Palmer, we would have likely been relegated last season. If we didn't have Cole Palmer this season, we were sitting in mid-table. Cole Palmer is carrying this whole team, and if we're not getting top 4, like, why would he even stay here? I get that he's getting tired and frustrated because our players cannot finish when he creating so many chances for them. We better change this quickly. We better win our next games and turn this around. Personally, I'm not gonna have patience waiting 2, 3, 5 years for achieving top 4. We need to put some pressure, and we need to have high standards. We are Chelsea. Not looking good, and wayward finishing and in-game management has put us in real danger of top 4, and Clear Lake and Blue Co has created a situation. They need to fix this immediately in the January transfer window. I mean, Victor Osimhen is right there. So what are you waiting for? Why are you gonna go after Delap when you have Osimhen there? Absolutely crazy. So if you're brand new here, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my page, hit that notification bell so you never miss when the content drops, and Chelsea Explain is out. Bye.